Nice to meet you guys again.
I know.
Likewise,
You got your Houston, Texas shirt on.
Yeah, I tried. They didn't have the Atlanta, so
It's not far.
but some of my favorite artists comes from Houston, so that's why I bought it.
I like it.
How important are numbers and views and all of this for you guys?
I definitely don't watch them. We got people that do that. You know what I'm saying? We got obviously people that care about that very intensely within our
We
team.
usually get in trouble because we're not paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
We just focus on the jams, yo. And
Yeah.
as long as you guys like the jams, that's all we care.
I just like to see people like my music for real.
It's cool to know that we've reached milestones, though. You know what I mean? You know, it's how some people like to measure their successes by milestones. We probably measure our success by impact. You know, some kids could be like, yo, I really like your music, and that'll touch me more than some.
So that's how you measure
100%.
success.
Yeah, like touching people. That's the whole point of making art. You know what I'm saying? If I painted some shit on the wall, if I did some graffiti and people knew it was me, and they like, yo, that painting you did, it spoke to me. Like, I'm gonna care about that way more than if I sold a bunch of paintings, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, numbers are great, but like, it's kind of hard to even keep up and focus on all the things we have to focus on.
What kind of milestone do you guys hold the highest
that I want?
in your
That's
career?
some shit I want to happen. That's a great question. I used to say Grammys. I still want a Grammy, but I can't say what's the highest. That's a great question.
Longevity.
Yeah, just really just being here and
That's
still
the
mattering.
milestone, longevity.
Yeah.
Evolving, constantly evolving, longevity, and just continuing to get better, improving is like
That's the best milestone you can have.
You just dropped a new album. Congrats on that, Mirrorland.
Thank you. It's out, Mirrorland.
And this is your 5th album total?
Yeah, it's our first studio album.
First major.
Yeah, it's our first real going in. Okay, we're gonna make an album.
Yeah.
Before that, we dropped tapes and called them albums. This is our first thing that was under a label. It's definitely our biggest project to date. And,
Yeah. Because obviously you built stone by stone.
By stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you could choose, if the first track or project hit the charts and became a world hit, would you want it to go that way or the way that you go?
No, we see examples of that all the time. Today with the accessibility of recording and the accessibility of the internet, it's easier than ever to accidentally get a hit. Like literally historically easier than ever it's ever been.
Don't be
You know
doing
what I'm saying?
People jump from their bedroom.
Exactly. Now you can wait.
Get on stage and then they don't have the stage presence to rock a crowd, 300 people, 40 people.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I be telling people. Everybody asks for advice or something. They be like, yo, give me some advice. Like, bro, whatever you making, go outside and perform it. Go see how it feels.
See how other people
react to it, because you could be in your room making dope records, and even if they're just booming on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have so many plays, you don't know what it's like to be in that space with 100 people who some folks had a bad day, some folks had a great day, some folks drunk, some folks want to be impressed, some folks just coming because they don't give a shit, you know what I'm saying? Some people there because somebody dragged them there. You gotta be able to take all those different types of people and change the energy.
And unify that energy, sync that energy together.
So that right there is like that.
That's just a benefit of time. It's just a benefit of practice. It's a benefit of learning your skill as opposed to just getting a hit out the gate, and then which is cool. But I mean, a couple things can go wrong with that. One, I mean, that's just from the performance and from being an artist perspective. But also, if you just get a hit out the gate versus having people build with you, when that hit is over, it's over. Yeah. We from Atlanta, the one hit wonder capital of the world, low key. Some of our close friends that we were coming up in the game with, they would get hits early, and they would be like, "Yo, I'm the rich one now," and we'd be like, "Cool, that's good." And then when the song was over, they realized that the song was bigger than the artist.
Yeah. And
you want people to feel the brand. You want people to feel your art. You know what I'm saying? You want people to love you and love your music, but you want people to love the whole package. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just, okay, they gave me that song, and if the song is too big and it's bigger than the artist, if you're not going to give them that song again, or a remix, or another version, or an equivalent of that one feeling, you have to feel that one way the whole rest of your career or your life. Versus we have the freedom and the flexibility to feel however we feel, and our fans are going to gravitate to it.
Yeah, I gotta say this album is one of the best albums this year. It's between you and YB and Corday.
Okay,
in my
I can
book,
respect
when
it.
it comes to American rappers.
I can respect it.
And it feels like, are you happy that you're doing the major debut now in your career? Like, could you have done it before?
I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to rush the process because, I mean, if we did it before, that means we wouldn't have been able to go on tour with the KOD tour and meet Damn Thug and have the Proud of You feature, or we wouldn't have been able to go to the studio with Kehlani and have a Kehlani feature, or we wouldn't have been able to amass this fan base of all these people that have seen our shows and that have been rocking with us and that have been waiting, you know what I'm saying, on this album to come out. We've been touring. The last album we dropped before this album was 2015. So 4 years we've been touring, dropping EPs, touring, and we created a fan base of people who love us, who are loyal fans, and they've looked forward to this moment, you know. So like I wouldn't have it any other way.
And what fascinates me about you guys is that you do so many sounds, so many different expressions, but I still recognize Earthgang.
Fire.
How do you approach music to get? Because often when artists experiment too much, their music the tracks become so far from each other that people could have heard 5 tracks on the radio and didn't know it was the same.
Damn.
I mean, part of it is we take the time for our music to develop. So like we'll try, we get a lot of ideas out, and we'll keep working at the ideas. You know what I'm saying? So if you keep working at anything, you're gonna end up leaving more and more of your DNA just ingrained in the song, and I think that's probably the biggest thing as far as what we do with experimentation. We just
because on the new album you got Young Thug on a track, and I haven't really heard it, because usually when Young Thug is a featuring, it sounds like a Young Thug record featuring the guys that featuring him. But on this record, it sounds like he experimented and tapped into your sound.
I mean, that's so funny because that's how all of our interactions with Thug has been. You know what I'm saying? Like us or him, we just tapping into each other's world. Like, yo, we literally from 2 neighborhoods that are from 5 minutes from each other, 5-10 minutes from each other. So it's like, oh damn, you remember this place? I remember that place. You remember this place? I remember that place. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up here, oh yeah, this like even with the album, it was just like we had already made a couple of records on his studio bus. You know what I'm saying? On tour. So after the album, after we went on tour, we met up in New York, and I played the record for him, and he was just like, I fuck with this so hard. And he was just like, yeah, I'll hop on that. You know what I'm saying? Like with him, which is one of the reasons why he was one of my favorite artists and a lot of people's favorite artists, because he's not afraid to experiment, you know. And I think that's the best thing.
But he doesn't often go that direction though.
I don't know.
Have you heard Easy Breezy Beautiful Thugger Girls? Man. Because a lot of people slept on that album, and that was one of the best albums. Yeah. Definitely one of Thug's best projects, but it was one of the best albums that came out that year. Easy Breezy Beautiful Thugger Girls. A lot of experimentation, a lot of influence of that has come today. Shout out to Lil Nas X. That's why he put Young Thug on the remix, because he had to pay tribute, because all that blending those 2 worlds of country and hip hop together, that Thug was doing that expressly on our whole project. So he's an experimental guy, and I think
but he experimented, and that I never really heard him on this record.
True. That's the Earthgang.
I'm saying that's just what Earthgang do.
Saying
but that's big though. Not many people can switch him.
That's true.
A lot of people. I mean, we just like to get to know who we working with. You know what I'm saying? Once we get a chance to get to know
all the features came. All the features on the project, we definitely are people we vibe with. Like it's not like we very lucky that we didn't have to just like have like any cold features. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say cold, I mean COLD, like features that were like just uncomfortable. Like
these are people we've been in the room with.
We talk to. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, except for T-Pain, but with T-Pain, there's an organic. You know what I'm saying? Like respect and organic love. I was kind of
surprised
you know
about that feature.
Like, that was so crazy because like T-Pain fucks with us heavy. We fuck with T-Pain heavy. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was just a moment in time where it was like this needed to happen. You know? But everybody else, I mean, we knew before we recorded. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta say the Kehlani track is my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, that's my favorite joint too. That's my favorite joint too. Like that joint happened so crazy. We had met years before, like really quickly. Then we pulled back up with her, with JID to her session. I think it was like July or August maybe. And she just literally, she was just like, all right, I love this song. Send it to me right now. You know what I'm saying? And it happened. That was after we had done kicked it. after we was laughing, drinking, toasting together, cracking jokes in the studio and stuff. So like that's to us organically is the best approach.
You got some production credits as well, but how deeply are you involved in production?
I mean, we do everything. Like every song, we at a point we strip it down and we try to take out the best parts of the song, magnify those parts, or we'll change some things up, or we'll add some stuff, add horns, add another section, add another idea, because it just gives that music that life, so it's not so static. You know what I'm saying? We like a lot of jazz music, we like a lot of rock music, we like a lot of gospel music and stuff, and like we want to take those things and put it into hip hop and continue to let hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call it, contemporary trap music, whatever you want to call it, continue to let it grow and change. It's like a lot of the other improvisational forms.
And it feels like you guys move between the Atlanta rap that I grew up on and the Atlanta rap that's now.
I mean, that's how we are. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in Atlanta, so we seen every change in Atlanta firsthand. You know what I'm saying? We seen all the different sounds, like all the you got records like Stuck. To a lot of people, they say that reminds them of like an older Atlanta song from like maybe like the late 90s or like 2000s. And then you got something like Bank. Some people say that reminds them of an old Atlanta sound, but then some people say it reminds them of a new Atlanta sound. But like all this all incorporated in the fact that we've been around to see each change, and we can appreciate it for ourselves, so it's authentic. And like for example, Bank, for example, like it has elements of newness in it, but it also has like the elements of like the early 2000s in it, because it's like the Earthgang production. You know what I'm saying? It's the same team that brought us Walk It Out, that brought us, you know what I'm saying, Two Step, and brought us those kind of things like that. We got the next generation of that same team working with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we very purposefully reached out to people with a connection to our home to make the project. Like Mirrorland at its core is a tribute to the city and the eras of the city. And we want to show basically our timeline growing up in the city sonically.
And the title stems from the Wiz.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the concept stems from the Wiz. The title kind of stems just from, we just wanted, all we knew at the beginning of the inception of this project was we knew we wanted it to represent another dimension or represent another place. And basically the mirror is just the vessel through which you get there. Yeah. So it's like, you looking at yourself. I mean, just even in the day, when you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself, you don't have to actually jump through the mirror to have a million different thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're in another dimension by the time you snap out of it. You're brushing your teeth and you're getting ready to leave the house. But like the mirror, it just encompasses so much. And we wanted something that was all encompassing, but also very flat and direct to the point.
And we wanted to paint a picture of Atlanta that a lot of people don't give a chance to really see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people only see what ekes out. You know what I'm saying? What pierces through. Which is not to say that that's good or bad, but we wanted to let people, you know what I'm saying, like go under that top layer and really see Atlanta for what it is, and see Atlanta from our perspective and from the perspective of people who we grew up with. You know, I mean, I remember around that time we were coming up with the conception of the album, the idea of the album. I don't know if y'all remember, but like the bridge in Atlanta collapsed. And it was like on fire, and like everybody was like just talking about what's going on in Atlanta, what's happening, what's this crazy stuff. And I was just like, damn, like it's crazy to see what our city looks like from outside of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But we wanted to get a chance to tell the story from, you know what I'm saying, being in the center from the first person perspective.
And last question, I just downloaded the video game.
Hey,
why prompted you to make that?
We just wanted to have fun, man. This is part of rollout. Earthgang, we like games. We like all type of games, outside games, inside games. Games are fun, and I think that's like I said, that's just part of a bigger rollout that we are still continuing to do. But I think one of the best aspects of the game is the fact that we talking about this place. Is like, let's let people see even just like a short, small 8-bit version of this kind of idea. So it helps people feel like they're more a part of what we're doing. And I think being interactive and making people feel like they're a part of your thing is what helps you win. It's what helped Obama become president. It's what helped Trump become president. You know what I'm saying? We take pride in Earthgang being an interactive experience for the audience, you know what I'm saying, in particular.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Easy peasy.
I'm running against the clock.
Slapp ikke å grine.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Let's go get some weed.
Take a picture.